Hey guys, Nostal-Gi-Oh here, back with another Master Duel video, and today we're going to be talking about, not Prank Kids, PK, the other PK, Phantom Knight. This deck is really good. It's very solid. I don't know exactly where it falls on the tier list, probably tier 1? A tier if you go by letters, maybe tier 1.5, I don't know. This deck is really powerful, but it's kind of weird because the best thing in the TCG with it is like the access to Verte and to DPE, and before it was Verte and to Dragoon. So it's weird we don't have either of those. So I didn't really know exactly what to do with the deck, but I've seen a couple people playing it, and I've played against it now a couple times. Deck's insane. It still ends on a lot, like just an insane amount of interruptions. You have your hand traps, of course, but you also just end on 2 to 3 Fog Blade, plus potentially Appaloosa, IP, or F-Zero made by double Levier. And then mid to late game, you have access to Zeus. So it's like, it's really good. The deck still does like really powerful stuff, and it's crazy. And everything that's on the list in the TCG is off the list in this game except Dragoon and DPE. DPE is not on the list. It's just not in the game. But yeah, you have Rusty at any amount, and we're still just playing one. I haven't tested the deck yet because I don't have it, but I feel like maybe 2 in the future. But it seems like it's probably fine at just 1. Also, another random thing that I think is could be really crazy is we have that Lightsworn card. The Link, Curious, and we have Griffin. So you could do like Nightmare Griffin combos. If you don't know, the other guy needs 3 darks with different types, so you can make it with 2 dangers and any PK card, or like an extra deck thing, a weird extra deck thing like a Fiend here, or any of these guys, and this, and it's insane. And the guy, Foolish Burial is any card, essentially, Curious, the Link, and then you make this, and then it reborns a spell, a trap. You set it back to your field. So you can set Imperial Order, send Imperial Order with the combo, and then set it with Griffin. Just an option. Also, this card's like Skill Drain. Very similar to Skill Drain. Everything that is not pointing to Skill Drain. So it's pretty crazy. Or not pointed to... I gotta see this effect. Special summon monsters on the field cannot activate their effects unless they're linked. So special summon monsters are skill drained unless they're linked to this guy. So you can make some insane boards with this in order. Just turn off all monsters and spell effects. Yikes! It's dirty, man. It's dirty. I haven't seen it done yet, but I know it exists and it's dirty. Anyway, let's get into the actual PK deck. 3 minutes of rambling over. Let's talk about the deck. Let's talk about some maybe budget alternatives and some different ways to play the deck. As you can see here, I'm not playing Crossout Designator. You could cut droplets and play Crossout Designator. You could cut some extenders and play Crossout Designator. Yeah, you could play Chalice over this if you don't have droplets. So let's get into it. So I'm still playing Triple Maxi, Triple Ash. I've been standing by this. It's very strong. The best high impact, the best low impact is just really good. Like, you know, having those both and a playset of droplets means going second, you will be able to play a lot of the time. And going first, you have this as a set trap. They're all traps. Like, you have hand traps. Like, going first, these are all piled onto your final board, and it's really good. And when the rest of your deck is just like extenders and gas, it's fine to play a heavy amount of these go second cards, these board breaking cards and hand traps and stuff. You can switch them up. You can play other cards, but these are probably the optimal. This is the optimal go second card, and these are the optimal hand traps. That it seems like playing so far, at least. I mean, at least Max C. Ash, you could take it or leave it, but Max C is insane. It's the turn ending card of the format. So yeah, getting those out of the way. Into the actual core, into the actual engine, which is funny because this is actually the not PK cards. This is, I guess, like kind of a PK fire list, but it's a very low amount of these cards. And honestly, you could cut Libic, to be honest. It's only if you draw these that Libic is ever good, but you do draw them sometimes. Anyway, it's weird because you're playing a brick so that you can do something when you draw your other bricks. It's weird, but it's fine in the deck. So we have Graph, Seer, Libic. Graph, if you don't know the play, any 2 level 3 monsters makes Cherubini, and then Cherubini sends the Graph and then special summons Seer from the deck, and then that's an instant Rusty Bardiche, which is full combo. It's, dump one of these names and then set this, and then you banish those, and then you get into full combo, and it's really, really crazy. So these cards are a must in the deck. At least these two. You can you can bring Libic to the party. You can leave him at home. Either way, I like it because it does make these cards less bricky, but it adds a brick. So either way. But these cards aren't like really, really bricky because they're also just an extender. Once you make Cherubini, if you special it into the Cherubini pointed zone, then it doesn't die by its own card effect. So then you can continue to play. You can special summon one of the bricks to that zone and then summon any other PK or anything, and it won't die to its own effect, and then link with it. And so it's still combo. They're still gas, but later in the game, they're going to be awful draws. That's just how it goes. But for now, they're like not bad in an opening hand. As far as the actual PK cards, I played two of this guy, two of the, what's this guy? Cloak? 2 Cloak, 3 Boots, and 1 Ragged Gloves. You can play Stained Greaves as well. Oh, I am playing 1 Stained Greaves. I'm playing 1 Stained Greaves as well. It comes up, and then the triple Torn Scale. It's crazy. Torn Scales are rare. I definitely was expecting this card to be an Ultra. And same with Fog Blade. Fog Blade, definitely expecting it to be a higher than a rare. Maybe a super, probably an Ultra is what I was thinking. So this deck's like fairly cheap. As far as ultra rare cards go, it's really just staples. You get Rhoda for free, and then Droplets, Called Bys, Ash, and Maxi. That's all you need ultra rare in the main deck. As far as the extra deck, there's a lot of good cards that you need ultra rare in the extra deck, but we'll talk about that in here in a moment. But as far as the main deck goes, it's very cheap actually. So that's all the PK cards, and then the rest of the cards we play that are like, not the spells and traps, it's just extenders. So since we have all of the level 3 dangers, practically 2 Jackalope and 3 Tsuchinoko, max on them. They're all really good. They're dark extenders, which is really good. Dark level 3 extenders, which is exactly what you want for the deck, is really, really good. These cards are insane. They're essentially Upstart Goblin a lot of the time too, because if you just like hit a different card, you change any card in your hand to that Upstart Goblin, and all of these cards you would love to discard to summon this and draw a card. Really, really good. Like, these cards are actually just phenomenal in the deck, so definitely max out on those. And then I also played 2 E-Telly and 2 in the Psychic Wielder and Psychic Tracker card. Both of these cards, if you have a level 3 on the field, you can special summon them, so they're extenders, and then you also play an extender for your extenders. So, like, these are cards, once again, that are not bricks in the deck for this, which is really, really good. You could also play Ghost Ogre. That can be a summon off of the E-Telly. It's a level 3 extender, tuner, and it's psychic, so it's summonable off the E-Telly. It's a hand trap as well. So a lot of different things you could do there. It's really good, but they are those are ultras. So yeah, but these are not. These are all pretty cheap. These are SRs. The deck is pretty SR heavy, but SRs are a lot easier to come by. You pull them a lot more, and once you get the PK pack, if you craft one of these PK cards, then you'll unlock the secret pack most likely, and yeah, then you have access to all of these cards in the secret pack. So it's very good. So that is those cards. Then I played 1 Feather Duster and 1 Rhoda. I'm teching this in a lot of decks. It's good to have an out in your deck at some point to potential cards like Skill Drain. Mystic Mind's banned, which is good. But yeah, you still have Skill Drain in the format. You still have some other Floodgate cards in the format. Not that many. But it's really Skill Drain heavy. Eldritch is one of the most played decks, and Skill Drain is a 3 of in almost every one of those lists. So having Duster is it's good. Rhoda searches this card, which is your best starter, so it's very, very good. Definitely play Rhoda, and it's free if you play solo mode, so get Kraken into solo mode, get those cards. Double Called By, I think this is pretty standard, necessary in the deck. Honestly, you could play triple Crossout Designator in this deck as well. It's a deck that you would love to play that in. You could cut the Droplets if you want for the Designator. They're both ultra rare, so it's not like a budget alternative. But I just really like Droplets because I be losing dice rolls all the time, and I never open Max C, man. So having another good triple that can just out problems, really, really good. This comes up pretty big in the Virtual World deck. It comes up pretty big against Tri-Brigade, Bird Up. A lot of decks. The Mirror Match, accessing or stopping like IP and F-Zero. You'll still have these to deal with, but it's good. You can even hit the Appaloosa. You can even hit the this guy, the Rusty, because they have a setup where you can special summon. They have access to special summon this on the opponent's turn, and then quick play pop essentially. So Droplets is good in a multitude of matchups, and it's good. And it's, worst comes to worst, if you open it going first, you set it. It's a mediocre trap. And it's not bad. But if you don't have these and you don't have ultra rares to play like cross out over it, play Chalice, great rare, budget alternative, great card. As far as the traps go for the archetype, triple fog blade. This card's insane. It's Fiendish Chain. It has a weird effect with attacking as well. But the card's insane. Basically, all you have to know is you have to activate it, and then you have to pop the thing you activate, basically, or remove it before you can attack, because it can't be attacked either. So it's weird. But this card's insane. It's Fiendish Chain, and the setup with the deck can easily set 2 of these on top of ending on potentially a few of these monster interruptions as well, which is like F-Zero, IP, this with the setup of this guy in the graveyard, and Appaloosa. So all of those can be set up with 2 to 3 of these set, which is crazy. It makes it so that Droplets doesn't just win the game in the mirror match, and then you have this and also hand traps for your opponent to deal with. So it's really, really powerful. And then we play the one shade. Just it's searchable off of the boots in the graveyard. You can banish it to search it, and then you can set it and activate it without any other traps in the grave. So it's an extender that you can search. If you already specialed this, you already have all your extenders out. This can be an extender, and you can link this guy into Link Spider to make it a real monster. To link it off into Appaloosa and cards like that, because you can't link tokens or cards like that into Vert or. Well, I guess we're not playing Vert, but still, Link Spider is good. This is good. It's an extender. And then the one wings, you can dump it from the Ragged Gloves or the Rusty Bardish, and it's an extender. It's Monster Reborn by banishing it from the graveyard, special summon back any PK card. It's very good, and it also triggers this card. This special summons if any Phantom Knight's card is banished from the grave, and this counts. So it's very good. So that is a really good main deck. I like this. I like this main deck a lot. Couple alternatives, like I said, Chalice is great. Crossout is a great option. You can play other hand traps if you want to. Crossout's really good. I would definitely recommend playing Crossout, but at the bare minimum, play triple Ash Blossom, double Called By. You'll still have 5 outs to the Maxi in the main deck going first game 1. So it's very, very good. I keep saying game 1 and in the main deck as if there's a side deck. There's not. But going first, Maxi ends your turn a lot of the time, so having Ash, Called By, or Designator is really, really good. And then you can just play like some budget alternative trap cards, spells. Chalice is good. I already said that. Fiendish Chain is another just like budget alternative. If you're like bare minimum, if you're just getting into the game, that's an option. It's a rare. Torrential Tribute, it's a rare. Because you do need all of these ultra rare extra deck monsters, so you might not be able to get all of the staples right off rip, but fully budget, free to play, but it's still like fairly cheap. So that's the main deck. Let's talk about the extra deck now. So F-Zero, you need both of them. They make you overlay 2 Leviers into this guy, and then you rank up this guy into on top of this, and this is essentially a monster negate that if it's on the field, you take it. So it's super, super powerful. And it also is 3k, 2k, and can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So it's just a menace. Like, this monster is just a menace on its own, and it's very easily doable with the deck. You can combo double Levier so easily into an F-Zero. On top of your main play, it's super easy to do. And you do lock into, the deck locks itself into dark sometimes, so you have to like make this Levier into this play fairly early, but it's good because doing that fairly early also like plays through Nibiru, because they'd have to Nibiru when they see like this guy, or else you can just negate the Nibiru. So it's like really, really powerful. The 2 Levier for that play. 2 Break Sword, you could probably cut it to 1 if you wanted, but you make it a lot of the time going first turn 1. Because you make this guy and then use Rusty's effect to pop itself, and then that locks you to dark, special summon back 2 PKs. That's what this guy does. It floats into 2 PKs when it's destroyed, and then turns them into level 4s. And then you can link those guys off additionally as well. And that's nice when you bring this guy back, because it comes back, and then if it's leaves the field, it's banished. But if you overlay it into this guy, it goes right back to the graveyard. So it's really powerful. But you use one of these on your turn 1 setup a lot of the time. So 2 is really good. To have it later to break board, it's very strong. Downward into Zeus, really, really powerful. It's insane. You attack with either of these cards, then you downward into Zeus. You have 2 nuke field by sending. It's insane to play through everything. It's so powerful. Zeus is it's an incredibly powerful card. Then 1 Link Spider. Like I said, it turns this into a real monster, which is cool. 1 Cherubini for the the BA combo. It's very, very good. 1 IP into the Unicorn. It's just strong. The 1 Rusty, you can play 2 I think one's probably sufficient. It's very strong. One Appaloosa and one access code. Appaloosa you can make fairly early in a combo if you're afraid of Nibiru. It's similar to this. This will be like a later turn play a lot of the time. Your turn has to, or your hand has to be absolute gas to do this before you lock yourself to dark. But you can make this pretty early without before locking yourself to dark, which is really good. And then access code, talk just to kill people, because it just attacks it. Hey, boom, 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 swing, swing, swing. It's very good. So yeah, that's all of that stuff. It's good. I think the list is good. There's not really anything I would change other than the crossout designator potentially, and then yeah, just alternatives to things then if you want. But crossout designator is the only thing that I would really miss in this main deck, to be honest. So yeah, you can also play the cosmics and stuff. You know, if you're afraid of like skill drains and stuff. Skill drain kind of hurts this deck. It's, you know, it doesn't kill this deck, but it definitely hurts it. Definitely hurts it. Anyway, that is it for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is a lot longer of a video than the other deck profiles, but oh well. Join the Discord, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Goodbye.